I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, and I think that this is the right moment to go ahead and finally be able to drop this video. And it's the great question as far as in the trailer, who was the individual that was shown at the end of the One Piece Odyssey trailer? Now, there's a lot of speculations going on. We haven't gotten too many details in regards to what island this is, what kind of time, what anything of that sort. It's just saying explore the amazing unknown island, so on and so forth. In regards to the trailer, nonetheless, there's a lot to go off of that is clearly telling me that there may be. I mean, when I say there may be, I mean this is more than likely. There may be a chance that we are going to encounter original character for this particular arc or this particular story that Oda is presenting to us. He created the character designs, but let's go ahead and begin our speculations as to what exactly Oda might be giving us and who that person might be. So one of the things that I want to go ahead and present to you guys, one of the persons that I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about in this particular story might be a returning cast character. And that particular character is one of our favorites. That is right, one of our favorites from the old school Alabasta arc, and that is BB. BB has not been presented in the One Piece storyline in a long time. And Eiichiro Oda likes to go ahead and use characters that we all know and that we all love in order to be able to provide us, some kind of nostalgia factor and so on and so forth. This story itself is not placed directly in the exact same timeline as the actual One Piece story. So when you are playing the game, once it starts unraveling where you're at, I am 100% positive that where we're at is going to be a time nexus that it's either going to present itself in a future or in an alternative timeline, but somewhere in the future. These are things that you get from the gist of the actual trailer itself. There are more boats there as well, so it's not just the Mary. We just only got shown the Mary. The main thing is that the person that's walking up to the straw hat, and I'm not talking about Luffy, I'm talking about his actual straw hat, is a person that feels like they know whose straw hat that is. So with that being said, there's only certain possibilities in the cast from the past that could be present in this particular timeline or in this particular island that could particularly may or may not know who Luffy is in this regards, and the only person that I can think of is BB in that sense. Now, the second person, and a lot of people who have said that this could be a long shot. They just stated in One Piece Film Red that Shank's daughter is part of Ivankov's crew. That is the lady that had the scissor hands, kind of like Edward Scissorhands, and she would cut up the entire floor and stuff like that, and her assisted Luffy to be able to get on the stage platform in the Marineford battle. That is Shank's daughter, and we've never gotten any information on, that's right, we've never gotten any information on Luffy's mom. I'll go ahead and put it out there only because of the simple fact that it can work in a time context of what's happening here in the actual game. Now, again, we don't know much of the story yet, so this is more of speculation. But if Oda were to give us Luffy's mom in this game, that would be completely nuts. It would be something completely not expected, and maybe something that a lot of people will be like, but why will he do that in a video game that may not be canon to the story or doesn't have anything to do with the main story? And it's because that's what Oda generally does. Oda brings those kind of factors into his character designs to make the story more compelling. If he assisted with the game's development in regards to the storytelling, then that means that we know that something along the line has to catch the eye of the gamer and of the One Piece fan. So that is the second option in regards to who the mystery person at the beach could be. And the final person that I honestly believe that is a totally separate character, and this character can make sense in the context of what's happening again in the story, where this story could be an alternate or a future island or Skypia island itself. So follow me here. If this story, for example, brings back the Skypia island in a way that it's, let's say, for example, in the future, in an alternative timeline, this new Skypia is ran by a different set of people, because a lot of the new character design or the new character that was shown looks very similar to the Shindayan, but he does not have any wings. So that's the only reason why I say that it may not be Skypia, but it may be something very similar or somewhat around kind of that concept, where with how the Skypia arc was shaped in the sense, and the person that could be showing up at this beach can possibly be Konus. The third person that I believe could be the one that the third person that I believe that Luffy can end up running into or can find Luffy's straw hat. Because Luffy has marked a very important place very much in her heart, and I believe that if she is this character all grown up, then obviously the familiarity of walking up to the hat and saying, oh, I know whose hat is this, can be taken into account. I don't think anybody else will be part of this. I do think heavily that this game doesn't center upon any of the islands that we visited in the actual series, but I think that we're going to get a mix of all the islands we visited in the series into this one big island. Honestly, revolving kind of very similar to the Skypia arc and whatnot, but that's just my own opinion in regards to what they're gonna go with. As far as it goes, this person, this mystery person, I honestly believe that for me, my first and foremost choice is that it is BB, giving us hints that there will be characters that are not just the Straw Hat crew that are going to be used here in this game. The other character could be something of a storyline factor, and that's of course Luffy's mom, who I just mentioned earlier has never been seen in the show, but of course recently with One Piece Red film being announced, they have announced quite a few parental trees and all that stuff, ancestral trees, and perhaps and maybe that might be a reason why I think that the game may end up giving us a doozy, and for once showing us who Luffy's mom is. Again, is a stretch, and that's what I'm tossing out there in regards to that stretch. But the final person here could possibly be, if this is an alternative timeline Skypia island or something of a sister island to Skypia, that could be Konus or something, or someone very similar to who that character was, and that particularly can be it. This could be an altogether brand new character that's very similar to Konus from the Skypia arc. A special character just like before, like I mentioned, because they will be having other quote-unquote special guest characters that you may be able to use, like Law, like Kid, so on and so forth, that may or may not be part of the story, but who knows? Who knows? And that's it. That's what I have for this video. If you guys did enjoy it and you guys liked my take on this matter, please make sure you go ahead and hit the sub, the like, the share. Continue coming through here on the channel as we continue talking about more One Piece Odyssey and continue speculating. Of course, speculation is always good, but we always want to make sure that we bring the actual right content when it comes out. And on June 2nd, we have the second announcement trailer for One Piece Odyssey with gameplay, with a whole bunch of different stuff, and of course some more information. So stay tuned, because that is only about 2 weeks away, and in those 2 weeks I will be dropping pretty much more One Piece content, pushing the content as best as possible to make sure that you guys have as much One Piece content here on the channel as we move forward to One Piece Odyssey. That's it. Love you guys. Sure to hit the sub, the like, the share again, and catch you next time.